We are monitoring reports right now of a possible strike, an airstrike against Iran by Israel. We were hearing a little bit earlier that Israel was initiating strikes on what possibly were some of their nuclear enrichment programs. But we also have Gabe Gutierrez, who is in Washington, reading in on all of this as we speak. Gabe, we were just talking to you about this immigration. It is crazy how fast the world turns. Now we are seeing the skyline there in Tel Aviv. Do we have any idea on the scope of these airstrikes, and was there any U.S. involvement?
We don't at this point, Gotti. No U.S. involvement, according to two U.S. officials. But the Israeli military has begun airstrikes against Iran, according to those two U.S. officials. Now, Gotti, this is hugely significant, and it represents a major break, it seems, with the Trump administration. President Trump earlier today had been asked about the possibility of all this, and he said that it could very well happen. But the president also coming back and saying that he hoped it wouldn't because he thinks it would blow it. In other words, referring to the nuclear talks with Iran, which the administration has said it has made some progress on. Now, over the last several weeks and months, especially the last several weeks, though, President Trump has tried to reach out to Iran more so than Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu would. There seems to be a break, and that's a rare break between Netanyahu and Trump. And this is all, again, hugely significant. If this does indeed turn out to be the case, we don't yet know the scope of all of this, but we know over the last several days, the Trump administration has pulled Americans out of the region because of this concern. So this is not unexpected, but it does really escalate things in that region and raises the possibility of an all-out war. Now, President Trump has repeatedly said that he has that there are no wars started under his presidency. This, of course, comes when he tried to reach out to Iran to try and come to some sort of an agreement on a nuclear deal, to come to some sort of arrangement on a nuclear deal over the objections of Israel. So now you have this potential conflict in Iran. Then you have the war in Gaza, of course. And so it raises a lot of questions about how the administration will respond to this. Now, we are reaching out to the White House and trying to get some sense for what might happen next year. No comment yet from the White House, but I can tell you, Gotti, when situations like this break out, certainly the president monitoring this very closely. We don't yet know, perhaps, that if he might be meeting with some of his cabinet officials at some point, the Secretary of Defense, his National Security Council. That is typically what happens in these types of situations, potentially monitoring all of this from the Situation Room. But again, the significance of this cannot be overstated. A potential conflict between Israel and Iran would have vast implications, really, for the entire world, especially at a time where we're also monitoring the conflict, the war in Ukraine, between Russia and Ukraine, and also the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.